There's nothing.
Okay, guys,
Thank you.
In a debate at the Business Council Summit taking place in Gallagher Estate. A number of leaders of the various political parties will be engaging there, and currently on the lectern, we're told, is General Bantu Holomisa.
And inclusive growth in the near future. This proposed economic endeavor is our best chance to find the right socio-economic solutions that will benefit all South Africans. I thank you.
When Ntate Chris Hani was released from prison in Botswana after Umkhonto weSizwe had encountered their first battle in Rhodesia, he went back to Tanzania. And the situation that he found there, he co-drafted a memorandum that criticized the leadership of the African National Congress, right? He was worried about the armed struggle not being the core or the focus of the struggle at the time, and subsequently suspended. This following person that will come up to the podium is one, yeah, you can see where I'm going with this, yes. This following person called for radical economic transformation, expropriation of land without compensation, while he was the president of the ANC Youth. He was subsequently expelled. It is the CIC of the EFF, Mr. Happy birthday, by the way, happy belated birthday, Dr. Silamalimba.
Thank you very much. Our moderator, Mapaseka, the BBC President, Sandile Zungu, and the collective leadership, President of Youth, the spokesperson of the ANC, the policy head of the DA, President of the IFP, Minister of Women, and all important people gathered here and delegates. President Zungu, I also saw former leadership of BBC, Seloras Tab, who was trying to do something similar to this. I don't know if he will succeed. Let us begin with the obvious crucial question, and that is the post-1994 business regime has maintained and seek to maintain consistently the colonial role of black people in a predominantly white economy, which is to be merely managers. The qualitative definition of a black manager, as it was under the colonization and apartheid regime, is the same today. A mere executive who manages the common affairs of the bourgeoisie, who are white, racist. And this is a reflection in the forms of crisis which are facing our country today. The dependable and statistics South Africa told us that in the last quarter of 2019, more than 10.3 million people are unemployed, and 9.3 million of them are black people. These are young people full of energy, willing and ready to work today. Even those that have looked for a job and have given up on looking. If there is an opportunity to work today, they will work. There are 8.1 million young people between the age of 15 and 34 years of age, people who are supposed to be transiting from dependency to the stage of independent, productive members of society, adding value to the country's GDP, but are not in education, training, or employment. They are idling and doing nothing every day, and this is a sign of a serious crisis. The economy is not growing. Instead, it is going in the opposite direction, and this has been the case for many years now. There are those who are in denial about this reality. According to the Stats SA figures released on Tuesday, we are in a recession, not in a technical recession, Mr. Pulemabe. This is a third recession since 1994, and we've had two of these recessions under the new dawn with investment envoy, investment summits, and investments pledges. All the sectors that are supposed to form the core of industrial policy suffered negative growth: manufacturing, electricity, gas, water, transport, communication, agriculture, and trade. Even government suffered a negative growth of 0.4%. Those who are responsible for growing the economy are living in their own bubble of hallucination and ignorance. The Minister of Finance says we have a strong economy and will bounce back. The Governor of South African Reserve Bank says South Africa must listen to the Minister of Finance to avoid crisis. But the reality is that we can't listen to a minister who's saying nothing. The state-owned companies are even in much deeper crisis. Eskom, Dinel, Transnet, PRASA, water boards, the SABC, and the list goes on. Eskom is a serious and bigger threat to the fiscus and the South African economy. The collapse of Eskom will lead to unimaginable collapse of all of us in this country. Government has put guarantee of more than 480 billion with an exposure of almost 400 billion. Eskom debt guaranteed by government is more than 350 billion. This is 72% of total government debt guarantee. It means that Eskom collapse tomorrow. We must go to government budget and get 350 billion to pay the debt of Eskom. Last night, the Eskom board Standing Committee of Public Accounts in Parliament that they've got no plans, they don't even know where the money will come from to service this debt. There's no guarantee that there will be electricity tomorrow. You cannot even the small business because even the smallest business needs electricity. We are told that there is a turnaround strategy in Dinel, but Dinel is also in crisis. Revenues are declining in Dinel. We have realized that Dinel has lost almost 1 billion, and we are going to lose more. There is no clear turnaround